Well, it was an absolutely fabulous day. The King arrived here just about lunchtime. He stepped out of the car, he and the Queen Consort walked about in amongst the crowd, the cheers of God Save the King and rousing applause. He couldn't have asked for a better reception at all. He then met with some school children. I spoke to some of the teachers there, and they had basically said, look, this is great to actually witness history as opposed to teaching it, and it's a day that those children will never ever forget. And as he walked in through just where I stand now, he spoke to many well-wishers and people that were here to lay tributes to his mother. He took quite a while actually looking at some of the floral tributes behind us, and that I suppose is very, very hard for him to read some of the cards here. You just know that his mother had gone, and I think we've got to bring it back to that he is a son, and that was his mother. He then walked through those gates and met with the political parties of Northern Ireland and the Speaker of Northern Ireland, that is Sinn Féin's Alex Maskey. He had quite a while or two in there before he stepped back out again, and we got the cavalcade at the bottom of the road. But Northern Ireland has had a very mixed time with the monarchy, and I spent a little bit of time yesterday having a look at what exactly that means. The island of Ireland has had a complicated relationship with the monarchy, and in a land where symbols can be so divisive, the Queen has had to tread a narrow path. Dr. Gavin Hughes tried to simplify a complicated issue.
Monarchy in Northern Ireland is an extremely complex issue because Northern Ireland itself is built on a number of patchworks of different and compulsively clashing at times identities and communities. But the one thing that holds the monarchy together in the issue of Northern Ireland is the fact that the Queen was seen as such a dominating figure of reconciliation and also of communication between both communities.
Many have used royalty as an instrument of division, especially around religion.
It is always perceived that Protestants will be more monarchist and Catholics will be more nationalist and republican. But that is not actually the case, because there is a blurring of lines, and a great deal of the great offices of state for Northern Ireland are held by Catholic Unionists.
Most that come to pay their respects are reflective and hopeful.
The specific acts that she took in terms of the handshake with Martin McGuinness and the trip to the Republic of Ireland and just walking the streets of Belfast, shaking hands with all sides of the community, I think she made, without saying anything specific, she did incredible things towards peace and reconciliation here.
This is the Shankill Road in Belfast, reportedly one of the most loyal places in the kingdom. The bunting and flags that you see behind me are here on a daily basis. It is a working class area and parts of it are very poor, but the majority of it is very, very loyal.
Well, anybody in the Shankill who identifies as a unionist or a loyalist will tell you first and foremost that they are loyal to Queen and to Crown, and I think that's reflective of the amount of tributes we see here today. It's such a huge part of our British identity, and the community is just absolutely devastated.
Leo McGregor served with the Royal Irish Rangers and had many times guarded the palace.
I think the military family on the whole has taken it very, very hard because of the oath of allegiance that we swore to protect Her Majesty way back then. I think it's a poignant reminder here today that, of what's actually happening here. This sort of the mural and all the tributes to Her Majesty is absolutely beautiful.
But I am encouraged, I think, that actually King Charles has a huge will of resources and goodwill to build upon.
Dougie Beattie, GBNews. Well, you could see from that package that those people in the inner cities of Belfast, probably much like the northeast of England, they go and fight for the Crown. They are where a lot of the army and so forth comes from, and they are very loyal to it. We are in the very strangest of times. We've had a new Prime Minister, a new Secretary of State, new government, and now a new monarch. And it does appear that the constitutional side of that is steadier, and it will never fail. The royal standard cannot lower, it cannot be down for any time, and that really plays into anybody that studies constitutional politics, that the Queen is dead, long live the King, and he played that very well today. Whether he can walk the same path as his mother on Anglo-Irish relations remains to be seen, but the will is there with him now.